In the 1930s and 1940s, Swain County gave up the majority of its private land to the federal government for the creation of Fontana Lake and the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Hundreds of people were forced to leave the small Smoky Mountain communities that had been their homes for generations. With the creation of the park, their homes were gone, and so was Old Highway 288, which was the road to these communities. The old road was buried beneath the deep waters of Fontana Lake. A new road was to be constructed under the name of Lakeview Drive, but Lakeview Drive fell victim to an environmental issue and construction was stopped. With the road ending at a tunnel about 6 miles into the park, the environmental issue was eventually deemed too expensive and the road work was never resumed. And Swain County's citizens gave the unfinished Lakeview Drive its popular, unofficial name, the Road to Nowhere. There have been many reports of paranormal sightings on this road, unexplained lights appearing and disappearing, shadows moving on their own. Where the most activity lies is in the tunnel. Heroin and opioid junkies have overdosed in this tunnel. This causes much paranormal energy to form in the darkest of places. There are also rumors of a woman laughing hysterically at the end of the tunnel. As you get closer to the end, her voice gets louder and more shrill. However, when you reach the end, her laugh is no longer in front of you. It's behind you. The murder of the Lawson family refers to the Germantown, North Carolina event on December 25th, 1929. In which sharecropper Charlie Lawson murdered his wife and 6 of his 7 children. The Lawsons worked as a tenant tobacco farmer, saving enough money by 1927 to buy their own farm on Brook Cove Road. Rumors began to surface that the father, Charlie Lawson, got his daughter Marie pregnant. Charlie also suffered a bad head injury prior to the murders. He took the family out for Christmas shopping, and even took a portrait with the family. However, this would soon be revealed that this event was premeditated. Charlie would kill all but his son Arthur, who was on an errand prior to the crime. Charles committed the crime with a 12-gauge shotgun. When the townsfolk arrived to see the commotion, all of the bodies had their arms crossed and rocks on top of their heads. Charles would kill himself in the woods when the police arrived on the scene. Now for the paranormal piece of this event. The house has been closed off, so visiting the house is not where the scares lie. The local bridge that runs through the Lawsons' land was built from the materials out of the house, so the blood-soaked floorboards that the family members had their last breath are located on that bridge. If you decide to walk the bridge, you may encounter a deep fog to appear. Little children's faces will form in the mist, and screams mixed with gunfire will echo through your ears. The possibility of blood seeping out of the floorboards and into your feet. I suggest never visiting this place alone, as it may instill insidious thoughts, the very same that led Charles to insanity. The Latimer House. A Victorian-style home built in the 1800s, the Latimer House has been a place of tragedy, which is why many suspect this is why the house is haunted. The Latimers had 9 children, 5 of whom died before the age of 5. While its old age and architecture makes it extra creepy at night, with strange sounds heard and claims of faces in the windows of the house, or children looking down from the upstairs bedrooms. There was an old eccentric lady who had severe dementia until her death. She is known to smoke a pipe and look out the 2nd-story window. If you walk outside the house at night, you will see many things happen inside that window. I went personally in July of 2018. The guide was explaining the story and stated that if you talk about the lady, something eerie will happen. Sure enough, as I was whispering her name, the light began to flicker. To make sure that what I saw wasn't just coincidence, I came back an hour later. This time I had no one with me, no guide, no group, nobody. The minute I began whispering her name and attributes, the lights began to flicker again in that window. As the 2nd-story window emitted its last flicker, a shadow suddenly appeared in that room. I froze, cold in fear, unable to do anything. I could still feel the shadow still watching me, even though the light had stopped flickering. I could just feel it, boring deep into my soul. So if you are in the area, and you feel like you need some extra spooks, pay the house a visit. Whisper her name, whisper her attributes, and see what you find in the 2nd-story window.